Well, anticipation is growing for a verdict in Karen Reed's second murder trial. Jury deliberations enter their fourth day today.
The juries had several questions for the judge yesterday as they reviewed the facts of this case.
All right, let's get right to NBC 10's Minaj Kongwari live outside the courthouse in Dedham. Well, Minaj, did the jury get the answers they wanted?
Well, truthfully, only they know, but we know they don't have a verdict after having deliberated for a total of 16 hours. Before we break down the questions, keep in mind that Karen Reed is accused of backing her SUV into and killing John O'Keefe after a night of drinking. The jury asked Canoni what time frame they should consider for the operating under the influence charge, 12:45 a.m., which is when the prosecution alleges Reed hit John, or 5 a.m., when Karen got in her car to find O'Keefe. Canoni says,
"You have the evidence, and remember, you are the fact finders."
Jurors also wanted to know if video clips from Reed's media interviews that were played during trial are considered evidence.
Yes, the videos are evidence. Give them whatever weight you think is appropriate to give them.
The third question, does convicting guilty on a subcharge like count 2 option 5 convict on the overall charge? On the verdict slip, manslaughter while driving under the influence is count 2. Choosing option 5 would mean the jury would only find Reed guilty of operating under the influence of liquor, not manslaughter. Canoni amended the verdict slip.
It's the exact same verdict slip, but it's a little bit easier for you to follow.
But the last question is perhaps the biggest, because it indicates the jury may be further apart than we thought.
If we find not guilty on 2 charges but can't agree on 1 charge, is it a hung jury on all 3 charges or just 1 charge?
Now, Judge Beverly Canoni flat out said she can't answer that because it's a hypothetical question. The jury will return in just a few hours. Right now, though, we're live here in Dedham. Minaj Kongwari, NBC 10 Boston.
And NBC 10 Boston is your home for Verdict Watch and the Karen Reed murder retrial. Once the jury does come to a decision, we will bring that to you live with insight, analysis, and team coverage. And be sure to join us every weeknight for a recap of the day's developments on Canton Confidential. That's tonight at 7 o'clock right here on NBC 10 Boston.